What's up guys, Readiness Rations here with you again, and today we are taking a look at a US military meal ready to eat, but I think it's pretty obvious that this doesn't look like your standard MRE. This is in fact a kosher MRE. These are specifically packed for US soldiers with kosher dietary requirements due to their religion. One of the things I find most odd about these kosher MREs is that the main entree is actually packaged separately. I'm certainly looking forward to checking this one out, but before we do, I want to remind you guys to give the video a thumbs up if you like seeing these military ration reviews here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future ration review content, and let me know down in the comments what ration you would like to see me review next. So the visuals of this kosher MRE are strikingly different from what you would expect from our iconic US meal ready to eat. Despite the odd outer package, this is a military service ration. The main entree, of course, is hickory smoked beef in brown rice, mushrooms, lentils, and vegetables. Now that is a very interesting sounding main. Like with any current MRE, the main is 8 ounces. The ingredients list on this one looks very natural. That main was manufactured for LeBrute Mills. The remainder of the meal kit was packaged by LeBrute. Wherever life takes you, kosher MRE Mills. This whole thing is apparently an accessory package. These see-through bags they're using are very thin when compared to your regular MRE bag. First item in there is GMO roasted, unsalted corn nuggets, 410 calories, and that's actually packaged by NEX-XOS. NEX-XOS is the parent company of XMRE. I've completed a review of one of their meals in the past. I'll link that for you right up here if you want to check that out. It's pretty interesting to see the US military is contracting with a civilian ration manufacturer like NEX-XOS. Another NEX-XOS packaged ranch chickpeas, 300 calories. Those sound pretty good. This thing is heavy. O-Bar by O-Mills, blueberry oat bar. The NEX-XOS company also owns the brand O-Mills, and so we have an O-Mill product in this ration as well. These are sort of just loose floating around in there, but we have a small pack of salt and pepper, a very flimsy and small spoon, a moist towelette, a white pack of matches with white tips, a Cahan's USA protein-rich hot chocolate. Can't say I've ever heard of that brand before. Look at this tiny little thing. Fortified iced tea, lemon-flavored, sugar-free drink mix. That is such a small little sachet. They actually included another one of those, so 2 iced tea drinks. A pretty large package of soft sensation tissues. That's a departure from our traditional Lighthouse toilet paper. And we have a standard US military flameless ration heater to heat the meal up. This was the only item that I noticed a military date code on, the 187th day of 2022. This card from LeBrute has some information on the back. You can pause to read that if you wish. Let's take a look at our retort pouch here. Pretty normal looking retort pouch, but look at that. Product of MRE Star, so that's another commercial MRE item. I don't believe there's a traditional MRE item in this package, period. It seems like everything included is from civilian contractors. Very interesting. I do intend on giving this FRH a shot, so we'll add some water to that. Do our best to saturate that entire heating pad, and then I'll place this alongside the ration main. It is already activating and getting really hot. Slide that down into the box the main came in for a little bit of insulation and to hold everything together. That's really kicking off fast. While this is heating up, let's get everything else plated up. It seems like basically everything you would expect from a regular MRE is included in one of these kosher meals, minus the chewing gum for whatever reason. I'm looking forward to this protein-rich hot chocolate. This package calls for 7 ounces of hot water, tons of very chocolatey smelling powder in there. Unfortunately, hot chocolate has been discontinued in your most recent run of regular military MREs, so it's nice to see they're still offering it in these kosher menus. Do my best to eyeball 7 ounces of water here. That is pretty darn chunky. Yeah, having a hard time dissolving. I wonder if this being difficult to dissolve has something to do with it being protein fortified. I can definitely see where some added protein powder could cause some issues. I'll let that sit for a couple minutes. There is no indication on this iced tea drink mix of how much liquid is required to reconstitute. It is artificially flavored though. I guess we will just mix water to taste. Powder is slightly brown. There is so little of it. That knocked up a little bit of a dust cloud. This stuff smells really good though. It 100% reminds me of the old school iced tea drink mixes in MREs from the late 90s and mid 2000s. For one of these packs, I'm going to say it's probably about 6 ounces. This one is having some issues dissolving too. There's some very persistent chunks in there. Let's take a look at these ranch chickpeas. There's a double do not eat in there, which we will double not eat. That has a pretty powerful aroma. I wouldn't necessarily equate that to ranch smell though. Large serving size on these guys. I suspect the N in this N-GMO roasted unsalted corn nuts is non-GMO. It's pretty funny that the bulk of the calories in this meal are coming from these corn nuts. Big serving size of those as well. And another do not eat. This O-Bar by O-Mills Blueberry Oat Bar is coming in at a whopping 300 calories alone. Broke in the middle there, a little bit shiny. Oh man, this thing smells great. It's a super dense looking, soft granola bar. I think it's time for us to get a taste of the hot chocolate. Looks to have finally dissolved pretty well. Let's try that out. Cheers. You know, that's pretty good. It is distinctly different from any MRE hot cocoa I've tasted before. It's not nearly as sweet, it's not quite as creamy, and I am picking up on a little bit of a kind of protein powder grittiness. The overall cocoa flavor is not bad, but not nearly as powerful as what I'm used to. It's nice and warm and comforting, and I'm sure the soldiers are happy to get this, but this particular version of MRE hot cocoa doesn't hold up to the quality of what I'm used to. It also leaves my teeth feeling a little weird, sort of squeaky. That's an odd sensation. Not a bad drink though. Now for our ranch chickpeas here, we can see that little dusting of sort of white ranch powder with a flake of herb here and there. These are dried chickpeas. Each individual one is extremely light and very crunchy. Let's give this a try. Super crunchy. They're so dry they kind of draw all the moisture from your mouth. They take a while to chew through. Wow, getting those down is a chore. They're so dry they're hard to swallow. Flavor on these is really nice though. I wasn't expecting that much from the smell it was giving off. The ranch flavor on these are not overpowering, but it is very present. Has a nice level of salt without being too much. It has a strong punch of sort of oniony, savory flavor. I don't recommend eating a lot of these at one time because they are a choking hazard, but throwing these back one or two at a time is a really nice snack. Since I'm nearly choking, let's get a taste of our iced tea drink mix here. Nice, fresh, lemony smell. Cool and refreshing. I taste lemon more than tea, and although this is artificially sweetened, it doesn't have that really harsh, off-putting, artificial sweetener kind of flavor. I think it can stand to be diluted a little bit more. I would guess that the two included packages are meant to make 12 ounces of liquid because that's the standard serving size for a US military MRE drink. The tea flavor is very slight. The main player in this is lemon, and that is a very pleasant lemon taste that it has. I like this drink a lot. The flameless ration heater has finally quit making noise, so I think our entree is about ready. Outside of the package, barely got up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The tear notches on this one are cut like old school retort pouches. On modern day MREs, they're cut elongated. Wow, as soon as I pulled the tab on this, a pungent, smoky aroma began wafting from it. Seems to be very thick. This smells like straight up hickory barbecue. So in this, we have rice, carrot, we have our beef chunks, which don't really appear to be processed. That's a little bit unexpected coming from an MRE Star main. Usually they're using bottom of the barrel ingredients, but this roast, although it looks a little bit dry, does appear to be real beef roast. Have a green pea there, some green onion, a lentil here and there. There doesn't appear to be a ton of meat in this, but the overall serving size is pretty decent. The sauce is very thick and hearty. It looks pretty good to me. What I'm most surprised about is how powerful the aroma of this is. That smoky smell is super forward on this. Let's see how she tastes. Okay, so it tastes like smoke. Get another bite here. Unfortunately, I find this main to be a little bit bland. There is no particular flavor that stands out more than that distinct taste of smoke. All the individual components are very soft and just kind of melt away. Maybe if I try a piece of meat by itself, the meat adds some texture, but it is darn near flavorless. I hate to say it, but this is far inferior to almost any other US military meal ready to eat main entree I've ever encountered. There's just virtually no flavor. Luckily, they provided a little bit of salt and a very small sachet of black pepper. This ration needs more than salt and pepper to really liven things up, but maybe this will help out a little bit. And let's give it another shot. The salt does help a little bit, but this is just so lacking in spices. I don't really think there's much you can do to fix it. It's not disgusting or off-putting or anything. It just tastes like nothing. Let's get a taste of a couple of our corn nuts here. Like the chickpeas, these look extremely dry. Very crisp and crunchy. Nice toasted flavor. In my opinion, they would be a little bit better if they were salted, but as is, pretty darn good. They have a little bit of an oily taste, but that nutty toasted corn flavor is the majority of what I'm picking up on. I think if we take some of these, put that on the main, and some of these chickpeas as well, give that a little mix around, and then try the combination of everything, that might be a little bit better. Now that's where it's at. The crunch of the corn and the chickpeas bring a lot more texture to the party. The addition of the ranch seasoning on the chickpeas pumps the flavor up a little bit. I definitely think this very lackluster main is far more tolerable this way, and if I had to eat it in the field, this is the way I would want to do it. Now let's take a good look at our blueberry oat bar. I think of everything in the ration, this is what I've been most excited for because it smells so darn good. Such a dense looking cross section. We can see some blueberry in there, little chip of nut here and there. It's my first time having one of these oatmeal O-bars. Oh man. Oh yeah, that is chewy and dense, super satisfying to eat. I'm getting some sourness from the blueberry, a big punch of sweetness. This bar is spiced with cinnamon, which is working absolutely perfectly with the other flavors. The sunflower seeds are a really nice touch. That is a darn delicious food bar, exponentially better than the first strike bars that we find in our regular MREs. One thing I can say here is it was a lot of food. This main, however, super disappointing in my opinion. This entire ration was a weird one. Basically every component was supplied by a civilian MRE contractor. Maybe that's the best way for the military to put together a kosher ration, but I think the overall quality suffers a little bit because of it. Typically civilian rations aren't quite up to the standards of their military counterparts. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That helps it out with the algorithm and getting it distributed out to other viewers. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future ration reviews, and drop me a comment letting me know what you thought about this kosher meal ready to eat and the review as a whole. I will catch you guys in the next video. See you then. Peace.